My name is Nancy Baker. I'm an educational instructor with the ARC Carroll County in Maryland. Our department has been putting out videos to help those who are wanting to find jobs or to keep jobs. And this particular video is on resumes, a review. So in my opinion, there are 5 key factors that are presented in this PowerPoint. What is on a resume? Do you need one? What type of information should be included? If you have to update a resume from time to time, and is proofreading really necessary? The first one, what's a resume? According to dictionary.cambridge, it's a short written description of your education, your qualifications, previous jobs. Sometimes you'll include personal interests, and that you're sending it to an employer when you're trying to get a job. So in other words, it can be your first formal step to getting an employer's attention and hopefully securing an interview. And second factor, are resumes necessary? Most employers will require a resume. You may be including them as an attachment for online job applications. You may be sending them in with a cover letter to the employer, trying to get their attention. And you'll want to have copies of your resumes when you do go in for an interview. You'll want to offer them at the beginning of the interview. The employer may say, I already have one, that's fine, but it does show that you're professional and that you're taking this seriously. So what information should be included on the resume? You'll want to have contact information. You'll want to have a section that shows that you're qualified. You'll have your work experiences, your school and trainings. And you'll also, if there are any skills that you've learned from interest or hobbies, you'll want to include them. So as far as your contact information goes, you'll want to include your full name. Doesn't mean you have to put your middle name in if you have a middle name, but your first and last name. And you don't want to use any nicknames. So if your name is William, you're not putting down Billy. If your name is Cynthia, you're not putting down Cindy. So again, your full name, your mailing address, your email address, and you'll want to make sure that this is professional. So catsrule@gmail.com may be fine for your family and friends to email you, but you'll want to have a professional looking email address. Usually it's your first initial and last name or first and last name, but nothing cutesy. It's fine to have multiple email addresses, but again, make sure that you have a professional one that you're putting on your resume. You'll include a phone number. It could be a cell number, a home number, or both. It's whichever is easiest for the employer to get in touch with you. And if you have any kind of social media links, if you're on LinkedIn and are checking it, you'll include that as well. So again, under contacts, you've got that qualification section. Years ago on a resume, people were putting their objectives, what they wanted. Now, because of the type of market that we are in, employers want to know what you can do for them, how you're qualified, and how you will be a good fit. So you'll want to have 2 to 3 well-written sentences that address those qualifications. And you'll want to use in those sentences some words that were actually appearing in the job description. So your work experiences are both your paid employment and volunteer experiences. And with each of those, you'll want to have the name and location of the company, the start and stop dates of employment, and it doesn't have to be to the day, it can be month and year. You'll want to have your job title, the skills that you used, and if you received any kind of special recognition or awards that would make you stand out as an applicant. If you've attended college, you'll want to include the name of the college, or if you've attended any kind of trade school or taken any kind of classes, you'll want to include the name of the school, its location, and the dates that you attended. Again, that month and year. You'll list your high school name and location. If you have been out of high school for a long period of time, you would not include this. By long period, I mean like 10, 15, 20 years. And if high school is your highest level of education, regardless of your age, you would include that. And if you've graduated from any of these, you'll want to make sure that you include the degree or certification that you received. As far as interests and hobbies go, if you have an interest or a hobby that provided you skills that helped to make you a good fit for the job, you would want to include those. So let's say the job you're going for is at a dog kennel, and you've looked after your neighbor's dogs when they're on vacation. This would demonstrate to the employer looking at your resume that you have skills to work with animals. Subsequently, if you were going for a job in a construction field as an apprentice, and you had volunteered for 2 summers with Habitat for Humanity helping to build and repair houses, again, this would show the employer that you have the necessary skills to make you a good fit. So, does the resume need to be updated? Well, yes. Each time you're sending out a resume, you'll want to look it over. You'll want to make sure that it has current information on it, that your qualifications section, again, having words that went along with the job description are included. If any of your contact information has changed, you've changed your phone number, or if you've moved, you'll want to make sure that you're looking over to make sure that your work experiences are current. If you have got new skills, or maybe there were skills that were needed for a previous job you were applying for, but a different set of skills would be needed here. So make sure that gets changed. And as always, you'll want to proofread. So that kind of answers this next question. Is proofreading really necessary? Yes, it is. You may be the perfect fit for a job, but if your resume has spelling errors, if it has wrong word choices, or if it has a confusing format, it's a quick way to be ignored. According to recent studies, hiring managers spend only 6 seconds, that's right, 6 seconds, looking at a resume before deciding if they want to look it over more thoroughly. So take the time, proofread, proofread, proofread some more, and then before sending it out, ask other people to look at it, people that you think would be able to give you some constructive criticism on how to make it that much more, how to make it more improved. So here's a quick review. There's a lot of information you're going to include on your resume. Believe it or not, businesses prefer that it only be on one page. There are many different formats for resumes. You can search online. You can see examples of how others have chosen where and how their information is displayed. And I go into this a little bit further into the video. Your goal should be that you have a well thought out, easy to read resume that has no errors. So there are many resources out there that can help you to create your resumes. Good luck. So a quick quiz. Is it okay to use your nickname in the contact information section? No, it's not. You want to use your full name as it appears on your student ID or if you have a state ID. When listing your qualifications, you should be sure to use some of the exact words that appeared in the job description. Yes, some employers will use a computer software that scans those resumes, and they're looking to see if those words were used before they send it off to the hiring manager. So yes. Should your elementary school be listed in the education section? No. Young adults will include their high school and any college or training programs that they've attended. If you've been out of high school a long time, just include your college or training programs. However, if high school is your highest level of education, you should include it. Is it a good idea to include all of your hobbies on your resume? Kind of a trick question. Only if all of those hobbies gave you experiences and skills that would be helpful in the new job. If you are good at creating documents, and I'm sure many of you are, do you still need to proofread your resume? Yes, we're all human, therefore we can all make mistakes. Proofreading is a must. Thank you for watching this PowerPoint on resumes of review. Here are some computer links, county locations that you can visit to see different resume samples and formats. The most popular resume format that's used is the reverse chronological format. What that means is your most recent information is at the top of that section. So let's say that you have 2 different jobs. You want to make sure that the one that is most current, or maybe the one you're doing right now, is at the top of those lists. And if you've been to high school and college, you'll want to make sure that the college comes at the top and then the high school information below that. So you can go to Google Docs, you go to Microsoft Word, you just put in a general search for resume templates or samples of resumes. There's a wonderful nonprofit called the Business and Employment Resource Center in Westminster. They offer all kinds of workshops about how to get jobs and keep jobs, and they have job listings for openings, but they can help you with resume writing. You can get books or magazines from the Carroll County Public Library. You can go into any of their sites to get information, or you can pull that information online. And you can go to your school guidance counselor's office. They'll have information, or if you're in college, the resource center. So here's the sample of the reverse chronological format for a resume. This is where a resume lists your most current information first. At the top is her contact information. It shares her name, her address, her phone number, her email address, and most people will include uppercase letters on their first and last name. It has 3 sentences. It's 2 to 3 sentences. So here it's 3 sentences that show her qualifications. She's used some words that were in the actual job description. Has her work experiences, the most current one that she's currently involved in, being listed first. With her education, she has high school and community college work. So it has her most recent one, the one that she's currently involved in, listed first. She's also chosen to list some skills that she may feel that would help her to stand out as a candidate that weren't described in her sentences at the top. And then she's also included some activities. It may have been in the job description they were looking for a team member or someone who works well as in a team. So she's listed that she's been on a sports team in the past. She also listed honor roll. So it shows that she is studious, that she is a hard worker, and she's hoping that this will get her that interview. So feel free to look back at any of the previous slides if that helps you, and to check out our other slides that are on the website. Good luck with your search.